like I heard, like Gaethje said no, and Hooker said yes, so we are in.
Okay, so was Gaethje the top choice?
Gaethje would be, better, but for me doesn't matter. It's both of them. It's just easy money.
Year fight of the whatever. It's one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. It was incredible, and especially when you got a guy. I don't know where it ended up, but 6, 7, 8 to 1 underdog, and then
Justin Gaethje looked a lot bigger at 155 than Ilya. Justin Gaethje could take a punch in the first round when Ilya was hitting him like a Mack truck. Gaethje was taking the shots. No one takes those shots from Ilya. And Ilya was wearing some damage, and all of a sudden, you know, he's bleeding, and all of a sudden he's getting rocked, and all of a sudden he's cut, and all of a sudden he's, you know, swelling, and all of a sudden he can't see, and we've never seen him compromise.
The dust has barely settled on Justin Gaethje's impressive title victory, and already a new contender is emerging to challenge for the crown. Arman Tsarukyan is wasting no time in staking his claim as the next title challenger, and he's making his intentions loud and clear.
How like my fight goes, but for sure our fight is #1 contender.
When you accepted the fight, did they tell you that? Did they say, okay, it's done November 22nd and it's going to be #1 contender, or did you find out like all of us?
No, they didn't say like this is #1 contender fight, but like Dana said last weekend,
yeah,
it's a #1 contender fight. But you know, like we know they can do whatever they want to do.
So, meanwhile, Justin Gaethje's recent mega fight delivered a shocking outcome that the MMA community is still processing. Immediately after the bout, Gaethje began to address his next move. You weren't going to make a retirement decision, and you promised your mother. I guess what is going to go into in these weeks, months making the decision on what your future looks like. I said I wouldn't even talk about it to her. I promised her. So, I'm going to enjoy this win. Those experiences are why I fought so perfect tonight. And then the Max Holloway knockout is what makes this win so much more special. I was counted out so bad. I've been 16 fights. I've been an underdog at least 11 or 12 times in the UFC. Every single fight almost. So, and I'm 9-2 as an underdog. So, I love being in this position. Following his recent bout, Justin Gaethje has announced that he's taking a brief hiatus before reassessing his next move despite already having a high-profile fight on the horizon. Gaethje described the experience as difficult to put into words. And he had high praise for Ilia Topuria's impressive skill set, ranking him among the toughest opponents he's ever faced. It's really hard to put it into words right now. I mean, just trying to enjoy this moment, and yeah, it was such a crazy ride. We had a lot of delays. A couple of the rehearsal delayed, but yeah, just you know, these are the again, I wouldn't recommend this to my enemy. We are some of the toughest people on this earth mentally, physically, all these guys up here and all the guys that lost tonight, and me specifically, I've said it from day one, I'm a promoter's wet dream, and I proved that tonight. In a stunning upset that will be etched in the memories of fight fans for years to come, Justin Gaethje achieved the impossible, defeating Ilia Topuria to claim the undisputed lightweight championship. The bout came to a dramatic close when Topuria's corner stopped the fight ahead of the 5th round, marking a breathtaking conclusion to an unforgettable night that left those in attendance and viewers worldwide in awe. Justin Gaethje is the undisputed champion of the UFC. This is a shocking result, and I have to apologize cause I don't usually make picks, and I was quite confident in my pick. I thought I was going to win. Justin Gaethje won that fight fair and square. It appears as though Ilia's corner called off the fight going into the 5th round, and it looked like going into the 4th round the doctor was going to call it off. In fact, it seems as though he did actually call it off at one point. He shook his head. He said Ilia couldn't see, and then Mark Goddard almost like convinced him to keep it going. It was a weird thing. They gave him more time. Seemed a little bit odd, but in the end, the right man won. Stepping back to assess the bigger picture, Ariel Helwani notes that this event stood out as a distinct departure from the UFC's usual productions. The unique venue and electric atmosphere it generated infused the entire evening with a distinct energy and identity that can't be replicated in a standard arena setting. It didn't feel like the UFC tried to take their cookie-cutter UFC events and bring them to the White House. They used the White House, the pomp and circumstance, the walkouts with the live band. It all felt very special and unique. And in a day and age when everything feels very uniform and cut and paste, this did not feel like that. 7 fights on this card, 7 finishes, co-main event, Cyril Gunn stops Alex Pereira. And again, Alex Pra, I think the move up to heavyweight did not serve him well. Gunn looked great as he did against Aspinall. Did think he landed some hammer fist to the back of the head in the closing sequence. But he wins the fight. He stops him. Shifting focus to the reactions from Shannon Sharp, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, and Joe Johnson. The consensus zeroed in on Justin Gaethje's jab as the true story of the fight. It was a potent weapon that effectively kept Ilia Topuria at a distance for extended periods and left its unmistakable mark on his face by the final bell. A point evident without needing to dissect every single detail. Gaethje was using that jab early. Uncle Lou, I'm like, hell, Topuria can't even get up in there. He got to take a few of them before he could even get up in there. I thought the second round is what wore to pour out cause you know he tried to catch his breath at the end of that second round when he was on top. Then when the third round started, I went back to that damn jab. Jab, uppercut. Next thing you know, he had them split, but he had facial, damage, structure damage. Oh, yeah. 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 Them bones, something that bone looked like it's about to come out. I know he got a fraction of all cause you know his brother was like, no, we're going to continue to fight. But he like, hell no, you ain't in here. Hey, as a matter of fact, lend me your face. You take this where I take yours and I get back in here. Yeah. Delving into the technical aspects, the analysis examines how Justin Gaethje dealt with Ilia Topuria's striking pressure. He effectively timed his jab to control the distance and strategically mixed in uppercuts, all while remaining composed even when Topuria sought to land significant blows. This precise technical approach was highlighted as a critical factor in how the fight ultimately swung in Gaethje's favor. Well, damn, you're A__A, yeah, I thought Gaethje was timing that jab every time. Uncle Aura, every time Buddy would look like he was coming, he would throw that little jab out there. Boom. Every time. Next thing you know, I said, damn, he leaking. Yeah. You start leaking. And then guess what? Cause at first, oh, Joe, all he was doing was just shooting the jab. Then he guess what? Boom. Boom. Like, hey. Well, damn. There's somebody else in here. Boom boom. And then he catch him. Cause now he trying to come in and then G would catch him with an uppercut. The problem is you got to be careful with throwing the uppercut from distance because you throw it from distance and miss. Ask Buster Douglas. He threw the uppercut from distance. Holyfield. Yeah. The broader point is that Ilia Topuria was just one finish away from completely rewriting the narrative of this fight. A second-round body shot had Justin Gaethje folded against the cage with the title seemingly within reach. A finish at that moment would have solidified a story that Topuria is so dangerous he doesn't even need to respect power simply walking through it to end fights. This despite Topuria's head movement being repeatedly exposed throughout the fight as he consistently walked into and absorbed Gaethje's jabs. As if Ilia's head movement wasn't fraud-checked enough in this fight by him walking into jabs just eating them over and over again, Ilia starts going for arm bars and inverted triangles on a sweaty Justin Gaethje while his blood is dripping everywhere. He's going for inverted triangles, belly down arm bars on Justin Gaethje and he's not getting them because guess what? You've just hurt Justin Gaethje to the body. Land shots to his body. But for the last 2 minutes of round 2, Ilia Topuria is chasing subs on Justin Gaethje. The MMA guru, for instance,